last week of finals. And I'm sure there's other folks I'm not thinking of also. Is it Friday already? How did that happen? All right, we are
Let's get
live.
started. Okay, so the winner for the today's lucky draw is Lucy. So you have to lead the stand-up, Lucy.
Oh, I'm leading.
Yeah, you have to run the show today.
Okay, yeah. Uh, so um, so I'll start by wait. So what are we going to do on Friday usually?
Oh, so Friday is about whatever we finished, if we finished
Oh,
anything. Yeah. And then general stuff if there's any blocker or anything.
okay. So we can share what we finish and if there is any blocker.
Yeah.
Um, okay, cool. And I will just start with from the top to bottom. So Avi first.
Okay, good morning. We have a bunch of, I don't want to say a bunch, we have a few folks coming in for our seed round. Most of these folks are kind of follow-on guys. We have like, I would say maybe two people who we're kind of deciding between for a lead. The tricky part comes in when a lead like fully commits and then like making enough room for folks. We had an existing investor say that they would not be following on because it's not part of their mandate. I don't know if that's true or not, but they're helping us find other folks. Um, uh, 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 uh. We we've been having a bunch of meetings, a bunch of investor meetings. Next week we have a few more. I would say this week we were doing probably 3 a day. Next week we probably have like, I would say like 1 to 2 per day. But there's a bunch more folks that we still have to reach out to. So that's okay. We had a really good design session, so we brought on Ada, and then so we've started having some sessions with her, which is really nice. And so the short version of that was, we kind of have two options. Do we become this kind of one-stop shop market research agency selling to chief marketing officers and chief product officers, or do we become a kind of full service DIY platform for market researchers who are going after the kind of quantitative DIY platform? And so the team unanimously voted to have market researchers as our ICP, whereby we design the experiment, run the experiment, execute the experiment, and then for an additional fee, send the experiment down to actual humans. So that was kind of a really nice little bit of clarity for the group. I really enjoyed that. That will help with revenue because it will be quite straightforward. The biggest objection we have is folks say, how do you validate? And so now we can just say, great, press a button, spend 10 grand, and we'll go validate. So that should increase our revenue by quite a lot. And also like a tighter ICP is better for us. We're finding like a lot of resonance with market research practitioners at universities. So we're kind of going to lean into that. And then I like went to a bunch of dinners, and Databricks wants to sponsor us with also $50,000, which is nice. And then JP Morgan may or may not become a customer, which would be a nice customer to have, but I was trying to sell them last night as well.
Okay, thank you, Avi, for sharing. And then next is Eric.
Happy Friday, everyone. So in the saga, the continued drama of General Catalyst. Last we left General Catalyst. Anyway, so we have joined up to be in their partner program, which means that all of their portfolio companies are gearing, are going to hear about us, and there's a significant amount. So that could be, it's like a hunter's license. Like we're into the walled gates here. I guess they call it a walled garden. So that's good. And then I circled back with the chief marketing officer, who was the original contact, and her and I are set to have a conversation next Friday, a very casual. She gave me her cell phone number, and I'm coming up with what questions I want to ask her in that sort of informal environment of how she could help us. Who does she know? And sort of try to understand a little bit more about what she does. I had a meeting yesterday with Millipore Sigma, and I learned a lot. I need to strengthen my presentation abilities, and it was a big meeting. It was a bunch of us, and the meeting ended short because it was only scheduled for half an hour, and they said, "Let's reschedule for a bigger meeting." And they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and the fact that they got it was exciting. So that has already been set up. The follow-up is out, and we are waiting to set up another meeting with Millipore Sigma. And that's what I have for today. I think I'm mostly grateful for engineering and for doing just a bang-up job. I know it's difficult, and when I need everything to run smoothly because it's from a client, it's not magic. It actually is hours of people's time, and I am never forgetting that. So thank you all. Have a good weekend.
Eric, does General Catalyst, are we in touch with their venture group? Because they write checks, they lead as well. Is this part of their diligence process? Like, see if their customers buy us and then they throw in some capital?
No. I can provide more color, Eric, as I was there in the meeting. No, this is their, we initially talked to their platform services manager. They do mostly like recruiting, like bullshit platform services. And so he actually, we're putting into their partner program, but to kind of offer this as kind of like an affiliate program for their portcos at a discount. And then Eric is leveraging his superpower because he has connections with the chief marketing officer of General Catalyst for GC's own, marketing efforts and stuff. And so he's putting us in front of them, and hopefully that lands into the investment team. But nothing on the investment side yet. I suspect, though, that Eric's contact, if we perform and wow her, can indeed put us in front of, in the best way possible, right? With practical evidence in front of their investment team. But that's kind of like the flow we're working. Yeah.
Can you send me like an email that General Catalyst will send out to their portcos? Because I want to offer that to our existing investors as well. Because like our existing investors, our VCs, they have portcos. I'd like to offer them an invitation.
Do you want me to? Yeah, I mean, so let me just so I understand. So you want me to send you what we sent to my contact, who's in charge of the portfolio company, right? His name is Grant. Okay, sorry, just thinking out loud. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, like we want to offer the same offer to our existing,
Absolutely.
investors.
I can send you something that will help you get to there. So
Nice.
thanks, Pablo, for clearing that up.
Nice work, guys.
Thank you, Eric. And next is me. So I have like two updates I want to share. So first is that like I was trying to navigate like what was happening with the Reddit campaign because I was getting constantly blocked from posting. Sorry, excuse me. And then I noticed that because the account was like flagged as business, and then that's why it has been removed. And then Reddit basically invited me to create like a business account instead of like a personal account. And I wonder if we wanna continue to pursue that. And the second update is I was working on like a webinar for Subconscious. It, I know Sabode did the last one. Yeah.
Wait, Lucy, I think we lost you like last 10 seconds. At least I couldn't hear.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so I was just saying that I was also working on a webinar plan for our second webinar. And I wonder if anyone want to like lead this one because I know Sabode led the last webinar and it got pretty good results. So I wonder if anyone want to do like a second webinar. Yeah, please reach out to me if you want.
What's the goal, right, of this webinar? What do we want to highlight? What's the topic? Because, right, we shouldn't do the same exact demo, right, with a different person. We should kind of think about like what is the goal? Excuse me, guys, I'm still struggling. What is the goal of this new webinar? What do we want to highlight? Is it a webinar that's specific to a particular industry, specific to a title or a role? Is it a feature that we want to highlight? You know what I mean? Is it like a new capability? Like where is Subconscious going next? Subconscious is going next, etc. There's many ways we can curate that. Maybe we need to still strategize on what is that next step of how how we want to kind of portray ourselves, and then we ask that question and bring the right person in.
Yeah, I think I noticed some quite big updates on the platform. Like I noticed that like we can now upload the CSV files for like your own attributes, and I think that's pretty cool. And also I noticed that like we are now being able to like run experiment on the whole country instead of like only states. And also there's like brand names in product scenario simulation, and then like spider graphs um and like the collab, which all came out after the last webinar. So we had some like updates after the first webinar. Maybe we can showcase like the new abilities and the new product features we have after the first like the updates after the first webinar because it has been like for some time. Well, it has been like 1.5 months or 2 months.
You just gave me an idea. Let's write this down. So we could have like, we have like these like from time to time like big, tech and announcements, right? These new features, right? Like big features, not just bug squashing or like, cosmetic, modifications, but sometimes there's like these really new features. And I know the tech team is working on a whole bunch of other really cool, tech features that are coming up in the pipeline. So maybe we can have a series that is designed to kind of, I'm happy to own those, kind of just say, hey, look, we have a new feature. And instead of sending, an email, which we should do, or a blog article, which we should do, around these new tech enhancements and features, we should also have a webinar showcasing, highlighting, showing how to use these new features, etc. Okay? So that's the
Yeah.
new feature, the new tech series. Another idea is this. We should have one that's specific per role, right? How does Sabode, as chief scientist of work, How does Pablo, right, as a chief revenue officer leverage Subconscious for his work as a chief revenue officer so that I can cater to chief revenue officers? How does a marketing person, right, do the same thing for marketing?
We shouldn't. These are all great ideas. We shouldn't brainstorm during stand up, but let's execute this. If we had a monthly, a monthly, video with our updates would be very valuable.
Yeah, sorry, that's stand up. You're right. Lucy, let's connect. But I really like where you're taking this.
Okay, yeah.
But now,
Uh,
Lucy, now get it done.
Yeah. I'm working on that. Yeah, thank you, Pablo. Oh, and we have Pablo next for the update.
Partnering with Eric today, I want to be done, like really fully fleshing out our outreach tutorial and training. HubSpot, Apollo, we can do that at scale. I want him to own outreach. I want him to be the absolute best ambassador that I know he already is. So I want to empower him on that. That's the big goal today. Supporting him with JetBlue and other deals. Sharing some of the lessons learned. I met with WWOF. It's a very massive uniform company and with a great appetite to scale through Gartner and Gartner Advisory Services. And they want us to proceed, so I may have to meet with them in Tennessee or here in Chicago as a next step, but we're trying to schedule that for next week. But that is looking very, very good. It's probably one of the best demo meetings I've had. It was a meeting that was scheduled for an hour. It went for 2.5. So great target. And not surprisingly, Eric has already had a lot of friends in that space. So really excited to let Eric loose on that front. Supporting Avi on fundraising efforts. We actually, he didn't mention this, but we had a great meeting with Sierra Ventures and among others. And we're also entering due diligence for Angeles Ventures. That was confirmed this morning. So good job, Avi. Good job, everyone there on that front. And I'm probably missing a bunch of other meetings that I've had, and I apologize, but continuing to work several product, marketing, sales efforts. Yeah, good work, guys.
Do we have a sense for the magnitude of the Gartner deal in dollars?
Not yet. I need to. I don't want to set any expectations yet until I meet with Terry, get a follow up. The only confirmation and fact is that they do want us to proceed. Now I got to kind of align on what the next details are, and that should be in private. We should not be in a stand up. I don't want to make that public.
Okay, thank you, Pablo. And next we have Sarah.
Hello. I don't know if you can hear me very well. I'm outside. As you can tell from Avi and Pablo, we've had a lot of meetings this week. And I've been in them. We've met with venture capitalists. We had a big design meeting and executive meeting. And then the rest of the week, I've been working on outreach with Avi and making sure, we follow up with the venture capitalists on the next steps. Something I still have to do is lock in the New York Tech Week details with Kevin Siskar. We had done some outreach and people hadn't responded, so we have to figure out maybe next steps. So I'm going to try and find a time to meet with him, or we can call him today together, Avi, or something. So yeah, those are my updates. Very busy week.
Thank you, Sarah. And next we have Subodh.
So this week we finished the concept design backend from our side, and we gave it to Tushar on Thursday. I guess he has not gotten time around to get the whole thing tested. So basically, it's up to him. Whenever he can finish it, we will have it in the dev. That's one. Number two is we added some more stuff today in the code, which will uh, able to pick up more attributes in a sense that it can be treated as continuous. So in a sense, it will increase the signal to noise ratio. We tested with quite a few weird combination and it's doing fine. So that will improve some estimation sensitivity that which we observed, I think, going down. And then in the process, we also found that because Tatavik had to spread the API calls because of the token limit, the time has gone literally 4 or 5 times. So what used to take 4 minutes for our code is now almost taking 25 minutes, 27 minutes. And that basically, I guess, is the reason why experiments are taking way longer than they used to be. So it still has nothing to do with all the backend stuff which we have added. Tatavik is already working with a new uh, key API key, which has a bigger token, and see if everything can go back to the normal. So if everything goes well, we'll get back to getting experiments done in 10 minutes at best, even with all the bells and whistles we have now. That's that. We had some issue with the latent variable, but luckily Florian fixed that thing yesterday and pushed it. So it works, but we haven't enabled yet in the dev. I'll do a complete check on Monday, and then only we'll enable it. And the plan is also hopefully Tushar and we are giving this task to Hardy, but we are going to add a settings page in the UI in the end of everything, where people can sort of decide if they want to include, let's say, latent variable, some other reasoning and all, which increases the time. So at least we will set everything to the bare minimum default, and if people want to add, subtract, they can do. So then everyone has a clear idea of why it takes how much it takes. And what else? And then I think that's pretty much it this week. So now at least from Monday, I can focus more on Atish data set and start adding one country in a day or two from next week onwards. Did we hear anything from Simon Avi?
Yeah, he sent us a proposal. He's ready to start.
So if that's the case, then we need to meet with him on Monday. I was already talking to Madi what we talked about. So we'll basically try with the image version first and see if everything works out well.
Okay. Cool. The latent. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because saying if that gets done, so then we get two things done at the same time. A chat agent will be done, but then that will also help us write like a half page or 1 page proper action based recommendation. Because we need to do is write a prompt which connects all the context, everything with estimation result, which goes through everything and give a very concise result. So we can also basically be done with that once the Simon work is done. So if we
That's the
prioritize
next
that,
best action. That's the next experiment.
not best action. So we have in the analytics 5 tabs, right? So it will literally summarize everything into
Oh, I
whatever
see.
half page or something, which is exactly somebody needs given the question they have typed. So
I love
maybe
that.
the trait label differentiation is not really needed over there. Whatever it is, it will figure out and it will do it. So it's we need to prioritize Simon works like really from Monday onwards, so that we can get both these things done in a week or so.
I love that. And then it'll identify like subgroup differences or different traits that are really causal.
Yeah, Yeah, whatever it needs to do, it will do.
And the blocker to, I don't want to say the blocker,
Mm,
the once the latent variables get into
mm,
the experiment,
mm.
then there's going to be a kind of pretty large lift to get those latent variables and the new models into the UI.
The new models in the UI, yeah, that's gonna be bit of a time, like in terms of pure estimation. Uh, but it will help with at least the qualitative summary of the result, because then we will have like these are the kind of people with this kind of latent behavior, and hopefully the LLM is able to summarize it better beyond just age and everything.
Oh,
So
that's going to be so powerful.
even though we won't have the direct uh, effect like quantitatively, qualitatively it will still make a world of difference. And there's one more thing I'll add in the concept design next week. So for any let's say package or anything, right, you're asking a set of questions. So because each set of each question itself is a dependent variable, that is where we can actually generate a causal graph. So it's like literally running a
Right.
fish algorithm
Beautiful.
on it. So we will, for now, generate the causal graph, like, okay, this statement affects this affects this, whatever that graph looks like, and we will have that on the UI. And then we will have like, okay, if you want to get the age, weight and everything, then you pay extra. And then just having that on the UI itself differentiates us from everybody else on concept testing.
An
Because
actual causal
yes,
graph.
yeah, because we give you, even with a very basic concept design, a proper dash,
Beautiful.
and then you pay more and we can get all the estimation and everything done. So that itself will differentiates us quite differently from rest of the people doing the same.
Yeah, that's something that nobody else has even, I don't think, seen before. Like, this is what causes people to take action. Like, other people don't have causes and they don't have actions.
So once we have all these things in 2 weeks time, Lucy, then we can basically think of having a next public demo with these things.
Okay.
And yeah, so
Lucy's
yeah,
writing it down.
that is it from my side.
Got it. Okay, thank you,
And
Sabot.
Joaquim is back on Monday.
I hope so.
Okay. I'll sign the Simon thing today.
Okay. So that's all the update, right? Okay, thank you, Sabot. And next we have Tatavik.
Hi everyone, happy Friday. So as Subot mentioned, the calculation estimation time has increased, so we changed the model to GPT-4 or Mini. The good thing is it worked and I got all the results back. Took me 3 minutes to run the calculations file. And right now I'm just reading like all the text outputs to make sure like they are quality-wise the same as the previous one and we can push it. Today,
Nice.
so
Nice.
talking about the prompts, there was this task making output more not casual, causal, and every time like some new task came up, this is the thing that I just delayed. So I think it's time to like go back to that and like take responsibility. Other than that, during the last stand-up, there was this question if the PDF of the dashboard can be pre-generated and stuff. So there is this thing in R. I can save a PDF, I can save a PowerPoint presentation. However, the text transfers well, but the graphs don't show up. So this is the issue. I'll see if I can, like, if it's doable, or I will look further into that. I think the issue is that the graphs are interactive. So on the dashboard, it just like freezes them and puts them like at that moment. So I'll see what can be done there.
This is an unintended consequence of using Vega.
Yeah, the issue is the Vega graphs.
It's always Vega. It's always Vega. Did you see, Tativik, some of the PowerPoints that some of our competitors auto-generate? Did that give you some inspiration?
More like frustration that like I can't do that.
You can't do that yet. I mean, there's some powerful packages to generate PowerPoints. I've never worked with them though. I don't know if they're powerful. There are many packages that use AI to generate PowerPoints. I don't know. It's still a hard problem though. Gamma or Gemma, Gemma, seems to be the popular one, but I don't think they have APIs.
Okay. Thank you, Tatavik. And then we have Atish.
Yeah, I just did some work on the validation endpoint. I'm almost done, I think, just pending some testing and stuff. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you, Atish. And then we have Hadi.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. So this week mostly working on hoist step, like it's always problematic, but that's done. And I will make a PR for the Y step new updates to show the causality suggestion. And yeah, the blocker I have is like I have massive changes, and it's hard to merge. There are merge conflicts.
What is this for, Hadi?
Yeah.
Again, sorry.
The blocker is for refactoring the whole code, your whole deck.
Refactoring with what objective?
The objective is to maintainability, to reduce bugs. I have like a lot of updates. It's hard to like merge.
Yeah, the UI has become a bit of a beast. Thank you for taming it.
That's it from my side.
Thank you, Hadi. And then we have Madi next.
Hello team. Happy Friday. So I worked with Subud. Subud gave more detailed updates, so I skip, and also worked on AWS, had some progress, and still continuing to work on. And I may give a small update, but I mean this part of had some progress, but yeah, that's it from my side.
Do we have an ETA, Madi, on moving to AWS?
Sorry, Avi, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Do we have an ETA on getting Dev moved to AWS?
Like the ETA can be like from few day. So let me say maybe 1 week because here's the thing. So currently I was able to run the container the application on AWS, but the issue is with the networking, how we connect.
Yeah, the same thing we had on
Okay.
GCP.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like load balancer, like security group, subnet group, all those things which creates the issue. So that is the issue. So if we able to solve that issue, then we can move it in 1 week.
The AWS support team is reaching out for a bunch of meetings, like their technical folks. I think they want some time with us. Would it be helpful to schedule some sessions with them, like some working sessions?
If they do, then it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, I will make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mari. And we have Mia next.
Hi everybody. I'm just finishing my finals week, so my producing has been a little bit lower, but should be back to normal by next week. So, 2 posts went out, finishing up a blog post, and yeah, that's about it. But I should get back to like normal producing next week. So,
Good luck on your finals.
thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mia. And I think that's everyone. Is there any demos? Okay. So like no demos. Yeah.
Maybe I just give a small demo.
Yeah, sure, Mari.
Let's just demo. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So we are able to run the application in AWS, and we should be able to access the application using this this IP address, just like we normally access. But since the networking is not correct, it's not working, but the application is running. So I'm trying to fix the networking thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mari, for the demo.
Just one more, maybe Now that we are here, just yeah. So here we have this GitHub action also, which when we make a changes to application, then it automatically move the changes to the AWS. So it's also the CI/CD is also set up for this.
Nice. Madi, I met someone yesterday at dinner who is building a competitor to Fern, and he claims that his version is better because it will automatically update our documentation every time we push a new API. Is that something you're interested in, or are we okay with Fern? I can put you in touch also.
Let's consider. Let's see. Let's check them if they are any better.
Okay. I'll put us in touch.
Okay.
And then, Madi, would you like to start the clock on the Databricks contract, or do you want to hold off for a little bit?
For the Databricks, I have no or less context about that. It's about CDP, right? So we connect the different data streams and
Right.
connect with our application, right?
Yeah, but there's a big caveat. Like, they sell it like it interfaces with everyone, but it only interfaces well if the client is also on Databricks. So it's like their idea is that if we build on Databricks, then we can sell our services and we can integrate with other people who are on Databricks very easily. But like, clients have to be on Databricks first for that efficiency to work. So I guess maybe I kind of told them, look, if we get a customer on Databricks, a paying customer on Databricks, we'll consider it. But until then, we'll move. So maybe we'll wait until we get the first Databricks customer to start that.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, guys. I think that is everything. Let's everyone stay safe, especially folks, in the subcontinent, near the subcontinent. Please be safe. Tushar, be safe if you're watching this later. We have a lot of good progress. New customers coming in, new capabilities, new focus. I am really looking forward to the ability to send off experiments to actual humans for validation. So if anyone knows any market research companies that perform quantitative market research with humans that we can partner up with in order to send those experiments out, that would be really helpful. I will start reaching out myself. But this is, I think, a very clear ICP and a very sharp path to a lot of revenue quickly, which will be, very exciting. And then I will schedule an AWS working session, sign the assignment agreement, send Eric's invitation to our existing investors, and I will introduce Madi to the folks from the new Fern competitor. I'm working all weekend. Guys, this is founder founder time. If everyone wants to pull together before we close the next round, this is the time. This is the time to do it. This is when kind of we have a lot of focus on us. How fast we can ship, how fast we can close, how happy our customers are, all of that. So That's kind of the next week or two. Lucy, thank you for leading us and keeping us on time today.
Thank you everyone for stand up. Happy Friday. Yeah. And yeah, let's work in the channel. Yep. Thanks everyone.
Thanks all.